sides to it. There's the political, what he's done politically, and then there's the personal him.
Okay. In terms of the personal him, because I personally, for me, I haven't really directly followed his political movements and his policies and laws and everything like that he's been trying to put forward. So any political actions he's done, I haven't really noticed too much, other than that he's tried to get his wall forward. Personally, I think he's exactly what I called him to be before he got elected. Is kind of a moron and a jackass.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Other people could think differently. But again, what you had to say about like what Chappelle, like how Dave Chappelle chooses, like, thinks about presidents, is like you need to judge them based off of their character, not based off of what they say they're going to do for you. And Obama had a good character to present, which made him like a decent president. I think he was, but. And his character was great too. But Donald Trump, his character is very bad. He's a very low quality person in terms of his personality and his character and how he acts. He's like already got tons of scandals against him. He's said horrible, offensive things, like, to entire cultures and races of people, and to people himself. And then he's like attacked women. He's assaulted women sexually. He's called and allegedly raped his own wife, and even sexually assaulted children. And then he says that allegedly he has called other nations of the world shitholes.
Children?
Yeah, you have to look into it.
A dog doesn't bark at a parked car, though. Like, I don't know. Don't you think a little of that's a little stretched?
I mean, you'd have to obviously have to do your own research based off of what I'm saying, but this is what I've heard of it. And I think that the the Russian thing was a distraction. Was really good to use with Trump's character, I think. And what else did he do that was the fact that he is allegedly calling other countries shitholes, and how he's acting. He is the face of our country.
No country's a shithole?
I mean, you don't need to be saying that, whether or not, if that's a fact or not, and that, like, you need to present yourself as a president because you are a reflection of the nation. And as you are a reflection...
Did Clinton show his reflection of a nation in that Oval Office
which is why he wasn't a very good president. Which was a very bad part of his presidency. As a president,
Lyndon B. Johnson calling black people the N-word?
That was the 60s or 50s or 60s, and he was a terrible person for saying that. But again, as a president...
Nixon? All the stuff Nixon said?
People aren't perfect, man. People aren't perfect. Just realize that you, as the president of the United States, you need to have a good content of character, because you are representing this entire country.
So when did the president turn into...
suck.
So here's my thing. When did the president turn into the Pope?
President, not a Pope. President's just is our president, our elected president. The people allegedly chose him to lead us for 4 to 8 years.
Leader of a great nation.
Yeah, and
I get that.
And if our people, our country is voting for that, obviously our country is not that good of a place.
How great is America?
I'd like to think it's really great, but based off of what I'm seeing, it's not.
I mean, is that just because of Trump, though?
No, it's got a lot of really good qualities, but there's also a lot of really bad qualities about this country that need to change.
Right.
But and I think one of those bad qualities with this country that needs to change is Trump himself. But we'll get to that.
Okay, so Trump. Okay, so is this country great? Is it great enough to where you need to be considered at Pope level in terms of how you act?
No one said nothing about a Pope, man. No one said nothing about president having to be a pope, or is not in the position of being a damn pope.
But in terms of if he cusses, all of a sudden he gets attacked just for cussing.
Yeah, I guess.
Obama said shit one time. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think. My whole thing about it is, I even think
popes
America's...
aren't out there like raping their wives and calling countries shitholes and shit, though, man.
That's if all that's true.
True, allegedly.
That's alleged, and it is alleged because I mean I looked forever, like yesterday. I was like, well, where does it show Trump saying countries are shitholes? Fucking after 2 to 3 hours of research, found out he never even said it anywhere live. It was just somebody else saying, oh yeah, I heard him mention that. It was like, oh okay, well there you go. I mean, and when it comes to show countries, that's a whole nother conversation because
based off of his character and who he is as a person, all these allegations do seem pretty feasible. Pretty like in the realm of being real, man. Like because he's just low quality person, and I could see him doing all those shitty things that people have alleged him to do.
So
Or
calling it
most of
shithole
them.
country is a shithole country. So when Obama called Syria a shithole, which
Obama didn't say that, did he?
he called it, yes, he said it was that's what I meant when I said he had said shit. Yeah, he said
Oh.
Syria's shit right now. Like,
Oh.
so if it's a shithole, I mean, and we want to bring in all these people from Syria, and then and we'll get to immigration later. You know, bringing them in from a shithole country, but we can't call them a shithole country. That just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just don't see how the two make sense at all in terms of. All right, so we're talking so much about naming what a country is or isn't. I mean, and again, that's the distraction, I believe, when it comes to that. I'm just like, oh God, when people started telling me, I'm like, what, why? Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so what? What's really going on? Okay, the right hand's got you looking this way. Can you please look to the left and figure out what's going on?
Yes, yeah, it is just a distraction. Granted, it is not the conduct of a president or a gentleman, but as what you're supposed to be as a president. But that may be a fact, but still, it is not that big of a deal. And what are they distracting us from? Like everything, whenever stuff like that is like plastered all over the mainstream media, you really need to like critically think and pay attention to what they might be trying to distract you from.
Right.
What's going on? So.